After everything the stock market went through today, AMC stock is still positive. One of the few stocks in my personal portfolio which is positive. AMC is almost up a 0.5% heading into the last half an hour or so of trading right now. And tomorrow could shape up to be a very big day. And we're going to talk about why that is here in this video. There's also another video coming out roughly at around 5:30 today that is going to be going over more in-depth what is going on if you want a deeper perspective into what is happening with the markets. But in this video, we must go over AMC stock more specifically because this is a very large option expiration across the whole entire stock market. But specifically for AMC stock, we have a massive number of options that could help us make a move to the upside. So I am very encouraged by what I am seeing specifically today. But over the last 5 or 6 trading days or so, 5 out of the last 6 trading days have actually been positive. The only negative day that we have had over the last trading week was yesterday, and we were down about 2.95%. So it wasn't necessarily a big move down, and we're looking beautiful on a technical basis. So let's dive into all of this key information. Hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you guys have not already. Thank you guys for doing that. And let's get straight into this video. If you guys want to come trade with me live in real time, link down below in the description. We've been hitting some very nice trades over there. So congratulations to everyone that is in that community that has been taking advantage of that and making a little bit of money as the markets have been coming down. So long story short, what happened today was we had bad PPI data, which, you know, not good. Pretty much PPI was at 11.3%, slightly off of that 11.6% high, but coming in worse than what we were expecting, so that was not good. But JP Morgan earnings, profits down about 28%. Same thing with Morgan Stanley, profits down about 30%. And what JP Morgan had to say, well, it was not good. They are unable to boost their dividend because of the bank stress test, and also they did have to increase their loan loss provision pretty much account, putting money up for loan losses by about $428 million. So it really makes you question what is on their balance sheets. Are they lending all of their money out to hedge funds over the past 2 years? Are they, do they have a lot of bad loans, right? Not a good overall situation. Led bank stocks down today, which did lead the markets down. At a low, we were down about 2%. And then Fed Waller came out and he said basically the markets are getting too ahead of themselves, pricing in a 1% rate hike after one data point. Not a good thing. And he says he will consider a 1% rate hike if retail sales are strong tomorrow. And he was basically just talking the markets down. It's clear the Fed does not want to raise rates by 1%. Fed Bostic also did speak earlier today, and he pretty much said the exact same thing as what Fed Waller said. So they're kind of on the same page as far as what they want to do. Now we do have retail sales coming out tomorrow at 8:30 in the morning. Import prices, export prices, retail sales excluding autos, retail sales year over year, import prices year over year, and then you do have Fed Bostic at 8:45 a.m. That's going to be very important because it will move around the expectations for a 1% rate hike. You guys can see that we are currently sitting at 44.6% of a probability of a 1% rate hike coming July 27th. Yesterday, we were at an 82.7% chance of a 1% rate hike. This big fluctuation is literally because of Fed Waller and what he said today. So if we get bad retail sales tomorrow, or if we get Fed Bostic coming out again and saying, yeah, we're probably not going to do a 1% rate hike, well, you're probably not going to get a 1% rate hike. You'll probably see these odds drop substantially back down, and then that could make for a very bullish reaction in the markets. It could make for a very bullish reaction for AMC stock, and I think that is very important to point out because what we're really seeing as far as, AMC on a technical basis with the option activity, with the Ortex data, you're looking at a lot of bullish activity overall. So if we go ahead and refresh the Ortex data, you can see the cost to borrow max is 186.24%. That is absolutely ridiculous. And that is just coming in. Earlier today, we were at about 15%. Now you're at 186.24%. That means we could see a very substantial move coming tomorrow, coming over the next couple of trading days. And it makes sense given the option activity that we are seeing. You also have a cost to borrow average of 10.89%, cost to borrow minimum of 0.2% to the negative side. So that one is a real head scratcher there. There's no way you're going to get paid out for lending, borrowing AMC stock and shorting AMC. Not going to happen. Now, the estimated short interest of free flow is 18.24%. Free flow out on loan, 26.11%. Shares out on loan, 134.61 million. Days cover at 3.29. Cost to borrow at 11.91%. 100% share utilization. Now, one reason why the cost to borrow max might be so high so aggressively is it's trying to factor in what could potentially happen with the stock. Given the option activity, given the bullish activity that we have seen just with the actual share price of AMC holding above $15, even when we were down over 2%, a vast majority of the day, we have been above $15 per share. It's basically telling you that we could be looking at a pretty big move here over the next couple of trading days. And that's the way that I like to look at the cost to borrow. When you see stocks, for an example, like Redfin, we seen a couple weeks ago with cost to borrow rates in the thousands of percents. And then you're seeing 40, 50% moves on, a multi-day period. Well, we kind of knew that was coming because the cost to borrow rates went crazy, right? So same thing with AMC stock. I don't think AMC is in this own little bubble where the stock has to stay down, where it can't see a 50, 20, 30, 40% move, even back in March. I mean, if you look at this on a technical basis, look, found resistance 3 times at the resistance level after breaking out above it intraday and then closing above the support level. Just picture that right here. And then come back to March and you've seen the exact same thing. Breaking out intraday 3 times, getting rejected around the resistance level, but staying above the support level, which was the 100-day moving average at the time. And then you got a 45% day. The stock moved up $9 the day after. So it's setting up very, very similar. Not to say it has to happen the same way, but it certainly looks like we could see a breakout tomorrow. We could see a breakout next week. Very, very possible. If we go ahead and take a look at the actual option activity, this has totally flipped on the day. So earlier in the day, around that noon update we like to give here on this channel, the option activity was like 9%, 10% positive. Well, now it's sitting 57% positive order value for the day, 17 orders totaling about $3 million. So I think that is a very good sign, at least in my personal opinion. I think that's a very good sign. Who knows? We'll see. Obviously, not a fortune teller. Been right before, been wrong before. So it's up to you guys to come to your own financial decisions in that regard. Now, as far as the option activity, not quite sure why it's coming up like this. Let's go ahead and refresh and see if we can get the option activity. Well, it doesn't necessarily want to pull it up for us, but we do know there's over 500,000 calls that are currently out of the money as of right now. Last we knew there was about 60,000 calls that were currently in the money. That was at the low of the day. That was in the video as of earlier. So there's a lot of potential dry powder on the sidelines. There's also about 90,000 puts that are currently in the money. Puts go out of the money, that is buying pressure. Calls go into the money, that is buying pressure. So on both aspects, calls and puts, a lot of potential buying power. If we can start to make our way close to that $20 level, if we do see a big move tomorrow, obviously not a guarantee, then AMC stock could go pretty parabolic and you could see a pretty strong day tomorrow. So we'll see what happens with all of that. The biggest thing you want to watch for is retail sales, and like I said, Fed Bostic coming tomorrow, because those are going to be the things that really drive the market sentiment at the very least. If Fed Bostic comes out and he's bullish, doesn't want to do a 1% rate hike, more than likely going to be a positive thing. Believe it or not, like I said, if retail sales come in negative, that could actually be a positive thing as well, at least for the Fed and the Fed futures, what the markets are pricing in, the Fed is going to do. Now, looking at this on a technical basis, like I said, finding resistance at the resistance level, which is expected until we can break out above that. But overall, very strong day, finding support at the support level, making a little bit of a move back to the upside right now. Our last moving average was this 50-day moving average we broke out above, and that was at $13.01 per share, holding above $15 per share. Pretty far off of this lower end support level. $15 looks to be a very solid support level as of right now. We'll see where we hash out by the end of the day. We're only above $15 by about 14 cents currently. Like I said, heading into the close, so I do think we will close above 15. Also, if you take a look at the volume, we are seeing a very strong day today based off of low volume. So what this is really saying is there is not as many sellers, because it doesn't necessarily, you don't necessarily have to see high or low volume to get a rally in a stock, and you don't necessarily have to see more buying orders than selling orders to get a rally. That's why a lot of people used to get very confused how you can see 70% of buying activity for AMC on a daily basis, 30% selling, but the stock ends up going down. It's because it's all about how quick do people want to get into positions. Are people willing to run the bids up, aka run the share price up, because they want to position immediately, or are they trying to sell immediately? That's what really moves stocks on a day-to-day basis. And the way it looks with this low volume, if we can get a volume pop tomorrow, if we can get a little bit of a gamma squeeze, it could set us up for a pretty decent rally. Like I said, the RSI sitting at 59.09, so not really, overbought, definitely not oversold. Just looking healthy overall, looking very bullish. The MACD has a bullish divergence, but it's not nearly where it could be. And, this next potential rally is probably going to push the MACD into very substantial bullish territory. So that is going to be all for this video. That's what you guys need to know. Not really too much else to add besides, end of July as well as earnings on August 4th. That's probably going to be the next chance for a potential big move to the upside, so stay tuned for that one. I hope you guys are excited by what you are seeing with AMC stock. Given all the volatility in the markets, AMC is still doing its thing. Hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Thank you guys for tuning in. I will see you in the next one.